Okay, good evening to all, and today we'll discuss further in operating system. So we'll discuss the context switching and further other things. Okay, so one thing, if it is a multi-programming operating system, if it is a multi-programming operating system, hmm, if it is multi-programming operating system, we can say it can be of non-primitive type or primitive type. It can be non-primitive and primitive. So it can be non-primitive or it can be primitive. Okay, so if it is a non-primitive, non-primitive का क्या meaning हुआ? That non-primitive means if this is what the ready state and here it is the running state, then in case of non-primitive, from ready state to running state we can go, right? From ready state to running state we can go, but we cannot go back to ready state. ठीक है, this is what the case of non primitive means ready से running में जा सकते हैं, वापस नहीं आ सकते. This is what the case of non primitive. If it is a primitive, then we can say if it is a ready state and here it is a running state, then from ready state we can schedule a process to the running state. ठीक है, और फिर फर्दर क्या किया जा सकता है, उसको प्रीएम्प्ट किया जा सकता है, वापस रनिंग से कहाँ जा सकते हैं, वी कैन गो बैक टू द रेडी स्टेट. ठीक है, तो रेडी से रनिंग पे जा सकते हैं और रनिंग से रेडी पे वापस जा सकते हैं. दिस इज व्हाट द primitive case. So these are the two case in case of multi-programming operating system. If it is the multi-programming operating system, there will be two cases. One is non-primitive, another one will be primitive case. Right? So is it clear or not? Okay, fine. Next thing is context switching. Context switching. Let's see context switching. So context switching we can say that saving the context of one process and loading the context of another process. ठीक है, तो context switching क्या होती है? Context switching means saving the context of one process and loading the context of another process. Let me say this is what the current process P1. So we'll save the context of this process P1 and we'll load the context of another process P2. Right? So in between there is a context switching. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रही है, there will be the context switching. Okay, another thing you can note down this point that each and every time when process is moving from one state to another state, when process is moving from one state to another state, context switching will happen. ठीक है, तो उस केस में क्या होगा, context switching will happen. तो एक स्टेट से मान लीजिए कि ये कोई स्टेट है और इस स्टेट से दूसरी स्टेट पे अगर जा रहे हैं तो क्या हो रहा है, इन बिटवीन देयर विल बी द कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग. ठीक है, तो एक स्टेट से दूसरी स्टेट पे अगर जा रहे होते हैं तो क्या होगा, देयर विल बी द कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग. ओके, सो इज इट क्लियर टू ऑल? Context switching is clear to all? Okay, fine. Next thing. Next thing is, if there are more contexts, if more context, more context, then more कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग। ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, अगर कॉन्टेक्स्ट ज्यादा है तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग भी क्या होगी, ज्यादा होगी, विच इज अनडिजायरेबल, विच इज अनडिजायरेबल। ठीक है, तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट अगर ज्यादा होंगे तो क्या होगा, कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग भी ज्यादा होगी, विच इज द अनडिजायरेबल केस। वाई? बिकॉज दिस कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग इज व्हाट, इट इज द बर्डन, इट इज द ओवरहेड। ठीक है, तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग क्या है, कॉन्टेक्स्ट स्विचिंग इज ए बर्डन, और वी कैन से इट इज ए ओवरहेड। कोई फ्रूटफुल टास्क नहीं है, इट इज ओवरहेड और बर्डन है। Okay, so what we can say, if more context switching will, then context switching will increase, or we can say more context will be there, and which is the undesirable case, and context switching is a burden, or we can say it is a overhead, right? Next thing, if there is a one process, when there is a one process, context switching is possible or not. If there is a one process, context switching is possible or not. Yes, context switching is possible if it is working in round robin manner, or it is following the round robin as a CPU scheduling, right? In such a case, it is possible. Okay, so you keep this point in mind, that if there is a one process, it is possible to be context switching if it is a round robin algorithm. Okay, next thing, degree of multiprogramming. Next thing is degree of multiprogramming. Yes, degree of multiprogramming. Degree of multiprogramming means the number of process inside main memory at a point of time, or we can say that number of process in main memory maximum at a point of time, maximum at a point of time। ठीक है, तो ये क्या होगा, degree of multiprogramming. Degree of multiprogramming means the number of process in main memory maximum at a point of time, right? Another thing, if it is a process, it can be of two types. One can be of CPU bounded. Process can be of CPU bounded or it can be of input output bounded. ठीक है, so process can be of CPU bounded or it can be of input output bounded. If process is CPU bounded, then it will consume more time or it will spend more time in execution, right? So if it is a CPU bounded process, it will consume more time in execution, और it will spend कह सकते हैं, it will spend more time in execution or we can say running state. ठीक है, it will consume more time in or spend more time in execution or running state. ठीक है, execution में ज़्यादा टाइम लेगी, बात ये है. ठीक है, next thing, if it is IO bounded, input output bounded, so it will spend more time in waiting state. ठीक है, it will spend more time in waiting or block state. It will spend more time in waiting or block state. Okay, and next term is throughput. What is a throughput? Throughput means the number of jobs completed per unit time. Number of jobs, और यहाँ पे क्या बोल सकते हैं, प्रोसेस. नंबर ऑफ प्रोसेस completed per unit time, that is known as throughput. So is it clear till this point? Yes, is it clear till this point? Okay, clear. Okay, fine. Now let's see the next one. Okay, so next thing is what? There is a question given, so try to solve this question. What is the question? There are n CPU, n CPU, then find the minimum and then find a minimum and maximum process that may present inside a ready, running or waiting state. Process that may present inside ready, running or waiting state, or we can say and waiting state. ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन में बोल रहा है कि there are n CPU, then find the minimum and maximum process that can be inside the ready state, running state and waiting state. You can understand like here it is minimum, here it is maximum, here it is ready state, here it is running state, and here it is waiting state, वेटिंग और ब्लॉक स्टेट। ठीक है, तो ये बोल रखा है कि एन सीपीयू है। तो यहाँ पे चलो एक एक करके चलते हैं, बताना रेडी स्टेट में मिनिमम कितनी प्रोसेस हो सकती है। हाउ मेनी प्रोसेस दैट कैन बी मिनिमम इनसाइड द रेडी स्टेट एंड व्हाट कैन बी द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ प्रोसेस एंड प्रोसेस ऑल्सो दैट मे बी एन प्रोसेस। Okay, Mukesh, it may be right. Ekta saying 0 and n. Yeah, it may be right. Okay, Ekta, we assume that there are n maximum, there can be the n process. Then there can be the minimum, it can be 0, and maximum it can be n process. What about the running state? What will be the minimum number of process inside the running state and what will be the maximum number of process? Okay, 0 and n. ओके, मिनिमम क्या हो सकती है, दैट कैन बी 0, मीन्स देर इज नो प्रोसेस असाइन टू द सीपीयू। ठीक है, कोई भी प्रोसेस एग्जीक्यूशन में नहीं है, रनिंग स्टेट में नहीं है। व्हाट अबाउट एन, व्हाट डू यू थिंक, बिकॉज इनसाइड द सीपीयू देर इज ओनली वन प्रोसेस पॉसिबल एट ए पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, देन हाउ इट कैन बी एन? ओके, देर इज एन सीपीयू। व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? Yes, n CPU. Yeah, that is the right answer. Because there are n CPUs. N CPU, then each one can have one process, right? So n process maximum possible, right? So n process are maximum possible here. What about the waiting state? What about the waiting state? Zero and n. 0 and n. Okay, so definitely it is 0 and n, because inside the waiting there may be no process which is performing the IO operation, right? And another thing, there can be the n process which are performing the IO operation, means all are performing the input output operation, right? So maximum that can be n. So is it clear to all? Okay, good. Let's see the next thing. सो नेक्स्ट थिंग इज विल डिस्कस अबाउट सम ऑफ द टाइम्स, ठीक है, कुछ टाइम्स होंगे, विल डिस्कस अबाउट दैट टाइम्स. सो one is the arrival time, AT stand for arrival time, right? So arrival time क्या होता है, what is arrival time? So arrival time is nothing but we can say that the time at which process is arrived at the ready state, right? Time at which process is arrived to the ready state, ठीक है. तो प्रोसेस किस टाइम पे रेडी स्टेट में आ रही है, दैट इज व्हाट अराइवल टाइम. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज द टर्न अराउंड टाइम. पीडीएफ में प्रोवाइड करा दूंगा, उसमें ये सारी डेफिनेशंस भी लिख रखी हैं इनकी, अभी मैं वर्बली बता रहा हूँ, राइट. नेक्स्ट इज द टर्न अराउंड टाइम. टर्न अराउंड टाइम क्या है? टर्न अराउंड टाइम मीन्स द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द, it is the amount of time, or we can say turnaround time, it is the amount of time taken, or we can say it is the difference between the completion time and the arrival time, ठीक है. तो ऐसा बोल सकते हैं, this is what the difference between the completion time and arrival time of the process. ठीक है, तो टर्न अराउंड टाइम क्या होता है? इट इज द कंप्लीशन टाइम माइनस अराइवल टाइम. किसी प्रोसेस को कंप्लीट होने का कितना टाइम लग रहा है और उसमें से क्या माइनस कर देना है, उसका अराइवल टाइम माइनस कर देंगे, देन दैट बिकम्स द टर्न अराउंड टाइम. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन इज द ब्रस्ट टाइम. ब्रस्ट टाइम, व्हाट इज द ब्रस्ट टाइम? ब्रस्ट टाइम इज टाइम टेकन टू एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ द प्रोसेस, ठीक है. तो ये क्या होता है? एग्जीक्यूशन टाइम बोल सकते हैं इसको. दिस इज व्हाट द एग्जीक्यूशन टाइम, execution time of the process. Next one is the waiting time. So waiting time is the time difference between the turnaround time and burst time. तो ये क्या होता है? It is the time difference between the turnaround time and waiting, burst time. So we can say waiting time is nothing but turnaround time minus its burst time, ठीक है. तो टर्न अराउंड टाइम में से क्या कर देना है? ब्रस्ट टाइम को माइनस कर देना है, दैट बिकम्स द वेटिंग टाइम. एंड नेक्स्ट वन इज द रिस्पॉन्स टाइम. नेक्स्ट वन इज रिस्पॉन्स टाइम. सो व्हाट इज रिस्पॉन्स टाइम? सो दिस इज द टाइम डिफरेंस बिटवीन द फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्स एंड अराइवल टाइम, ठीक है. सो इट इज व्हाट टाइम डिफरेंस बिटवीन द फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्स माइनस अराइवल टाइम. फर्स्ट रिस्पॉन्स माइनस अराइवल टाइम. किसी प्रोसेस ने फर्स्ट टाइम कब रिस्पॉन्स मिला है, किसी प्रोसेस को फर्स्ट टाइम कहाँ पे रिस्पॉन्स मिला है, राइट, और उसका अराइवल टाइम क्या है, वो क्या कर देना है, माइनस कर देना है, राइट. देन इट बिकम्स द रिस्पॉन्स टाइम, ठीक है. ये सभी और बेटर तरीके से समझ आ जाएंगे जब एग्जाम्पल लेके चलेंगे, राइट. next thing is what goal, next thing is CPU scheduling. So please confirm me, all these times are clear or not? Clear, okay, good. Next is CPU scheduling. So CPU scheduling means how to schedule a process to the CPU, right? So CPU scheduling में क्या होगा कि how to schedule a process to the CPU को कैसे process को schedule करना है, right? So there can be the different kind of algorithm to schedule the process to the CPU, right? And that may be the algorithm CPU scheduling algorithms that can be first come first serve, first come first serve. Second is it can be shortest job first, SJF, shortest job first, shortest job remaining time first, right? Shortest job remaining time first, longest job first, longest job remaining time first, longest job remaining time first. And that can be priority, or we can say it can be round robin. So these are the major algorithms for the CPU scheduling. ठीक है, तो ये क्या है, these are the major CPU scheduling algorithms, and we'll discuss about each algorithm in detailed manner. Next thing, that what is the goal of CPU scheduling? What is the goal of CPU scheduling? So for goal we can say, so one thing is what, maximum CPU utilization and throughput, right? So एक गोल तो क्या रहेगा, maximum CPU utilization and throughput, ठीक है, maximum CPU utilization and throughput of the system. Another thing, next goal, that can be minimize average waiting time, and turnaround time, right? So these are the two major goals. One is the maximum CPU utilization and throughput, and another thing, minimizing the average waiting time and turnaround time, right? Minimizing the average waiting time and turnaround time. Is it clear till this part? Okay, clear. If it is clear, then we can move for the CPU scheduling algorithm, and firstly we'll do the first come first serve. So first CPU scheduling algorithm is first come first serve. First come first serve. So here we'll see two things. One is the criteria, and another thing we'll see the mode. Okay, so what is the criteria? Criteria means that what is the base by which we are algorithm works, right? What is the base, or on which basis algorithm works? Okay, or we can say what basis algorithm works. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे अगर बात करें फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व की, तो यहाँ पे ये क्या करेगी, जो पहले आएगा उसको पहले सर्व किया जाएगा. इसका मतलब यहाँ पे इट इज सर्विंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द अराइवल टाइम. तो यहाँ पे इसका क्राइटेरिया क्या रहेगा, दैट विल बी द अराइवल टाइम. एंड व्हाट अबाउट द मोड? So we know that there can be the two modes if it is multi-programming operating system. One can be the primitive mode and another can be the non-primitive mode. So here in this case, mode will be non-primitive, right? So it is non-primitive mode. And what is the meaning of non-primitive? From ready state you can go to the running state but you cannot come back. ठीक है, तो रेडी से रनिंग पे जा सकते हैं, वापस नहीं आ सकते. इसका मतलब एक बार प्रोसेस रनिंग में चली गई तो उसको कंप्लीटली एग्जीक्यूट कराना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Okay, so these are the two things. One is the criteria, another thing is the mode. Now we can take a example for first come first serve. Okay, so time is lesser, we cannot solve in 3 minutes, it will take more time. So I think we should solve that in the next session. We'll take the example in the next session. Okay, so you can reconnect now.